Hey everyone, and welcome back for another SES software stream. It's Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. This is a rare Friday stream, Mark. I mean, it's not often that we get to do this on a Friday, so glad that you can all make it out here. Maybe we've got some new people in the chat for the first time if you're joining us. My name is Alex. I'm one of your community managers here at SES Software, and joining us live from the studios in Prague, Mark, our community manager and consultant. It's great to have you along. How are you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great, Alex. And how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm liking the hat, by the way. Is that a Kenworth hat I'm seeing?
It is a
50
Kenworth
years?
hat. We got these when we were in Chillicothe, Ohio. They're celebrating 50 years of the plant being open in Chillicothe, so we got some special limited edition hats.
That is a smart looking hat. I
Thank you,
like it.
sir.
I like it a lot. If you're joining us for the first time, this is our Let's Play Stream 1, episode 42. Woo! Time is flying. Basically, in these streams, we've been playing American Truck Simulator and we've been starting from the ground up. So, like, as a new player, and we've been working our way all the way to the point where we're at right now, where we've got a few employees in the company. We've got our own little truck and stuff as well. So, we're making money. We've got some loans to pay back. But, Mark, where are we at with the company right now?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's start with that. So we're currently sitting at $173,000 in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty nice. Drivers are all consistently making a good profit. And let's take a look at the bank. How much loan we got? Okay, so we're working with $314,000 alone.
We got time to pay that off. We've got to make 5.7 back a day minimum.
Right, but we're making way more than that per day with the drivers.
We absolutely are. Yes.
Yeah.
We've got our trucks here as well that are being used by our employees. So getting to work, I'm pretty sure, making some good money. Our driver rating slowly going up as well. And that's 6.7 on you, 2.5 there on Martin as well. So all working hard. And what level are we at right now in terms of like our XP and stuff?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I think we're getting close to leveling up. Where am I going here? Career. The other menu. So, yeah, we're at 3760 out of 4,300 XP for this level.
Almost level 20. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty big milestone. That is a big milestone. You can see there some of our stats as well. Those penalties for the last 2 weeks, I'm not sure if we're going to question that or not. Some red light violations as well. Where did those come from? I don't know.
Oh, boy. No, this is just the last 2 weeks.
This is the last 2 weeks, yeah.
It's the last 2 in-game weeks, right? Because it's been at least 2 weeks since we played this profile. So it must be like the
I was going to say, because I wasn't on the stream for like 2 weeks already, I think. So
yeah, last time we were playing on the sandbox profile, I call it.
Got it. Yeah, because we did our little Ask Mark Anything the last stream we were together. So,
yeah.
Well, that's what you organized, sorry. So that was good. So it's been a little while since then. But yeah, time for us to get back on the road and get earning because we need to pay that money back. Let's say hello to some of the people in the chat while we're at it. Big hello to we got Nathan Nater in the Twitch chat, Lego, Gunthor, Grey Dog, Tanza, Shade, Mr. Gritty, Brett Zotji, Air Cruise, Real Vic, and many more. And a YouTube chat as well. If you're watching live on YouTube, great to see you all over on our official YouTube channel. We got Steven there. We got Manuel. We got Ramildo, Kakapon, and many other names that I probably can't pronounce, but it's good to have you all here as well. So appreciate you all out being out here. And of course, you're all part of the Let's Play series as well. You kind of help us make some decisions in terms of where we're going and what kind of loads we're taking, where to invest our skill points, what kind of business decisions we should be making, and even throwing in a bit of maybe a little bit of channel point gambling here and there as well and making predictions. Good stuff. What's on the job listings for today, Mark?
Well, I see 3 here that are paying pretty good that I'd like to take a look at. I do not want to do a special transport because we all know I have trouble doing 55, let alone 45 mile an hour. So we got Enid, Oklahoma with a log loader at 106,000 pounds on a triple low boy. Okay. We have an autonomous tractor at 38,000 pounds going to Hayes, Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
You want the triple, Benny? Yes, I want a triple. You want a triple? Triple cheeseburger? And then we also have the yard trucks at 29,000 pounds going to Salina, Kansas. So this is one of those situations where how much more fuel are we going to burn for an extra $10 per mile?
Is it worth kind of like the ratio, right? Where you got to think about
exactly.
it
It's
if
more
you're
than double the
investing.
weight, almost 3 times the
Mm.
weight of the yard trucks.
And that's going to equal more wear and tear on your truck as well. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I see what you mean. And this is where it kind of gets a little bit, kind of you have to dig down more into the details. What do you think, chat? Out of those 3 jobs there, the log loader, the autonomous tractor, and the yard truck, where are we heading to? I mean, a lot of you are going to say go big or go home. I get that, but look into the details here. I personally think, the tractor
Heavy
or the
log
yard
loader.
truck, yeah, heavier. We should stop asking chat. I think is the issue here.
Oh wait, hold on. I might have seen an issue there. I think it expires in
Oh,
37 minutes,
oh no! Is
which
it actually?
might not be enough time for us to get there. Did I not click? Oh, there we go. Sorry. 36 minutes. Okay. Let's fly.
Let's fly. Let's try. Let's try get there. We may not get there in time, but let's make a move anyway. But yeah, how's it been for the past 2 weeks, Mark? Anyway, since we last seen each other, have you been up to much? Has it been busy for you?
Yeah, I've been pretty busy polishing up the project I'm working on. We're working on getting it into, the next step of the process. So, keep your eyes open for fun new stuff coming your way. So yeah, I've been busy with that. But other than that, nothing really. Just trying not to stay outside too much. It's been hot the last couple weeks.
How hot has it been?
Honestly, not that bad. Like it's only been like maybe up to like the high 20s, low 30s. Mm-hmm. But it's just been like humid and not a lot of wind. It's just been really brutal. We usually see higher temperatures than that, like when I was home in Canada. But this has just been. I don't know. A lot of people here don't have air conditioning here in Central Europe.
We don't.
Central Europe. So I think that maybe is part of the problem. Like, back in Canada, we all have air conditioning, so it's a lot easier to go to bed at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is about the heat over this way, because we do like to complain, and then others from other countries will step in and go, well, yeah, what about, we've got 40 degrees, we've got 50 degrees or whatever, Celsius. But I don't know what it is. It just, the air feels like thick and sticky, and I don't know what else how to really best describe it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's not comfortable is what I'm trying to say. Even here in the UK, it's been a bit warmer. It hasn't been hot, but yeah, the humidity's not so nice. Flashing up the drivers ahead.
Get out of the way.
Do they? I do wonder if it is coded in any way that if you flash enough times that they actually do go faster.
I don't think they react to the flashing lights, but I feel like they do react to the horn. Because sometimes you just be laying on the horn and they will sort of make an effort to get out of your way, it seems like.
I mean, I know they do react if you have your headlights on like full constantly, because they'll like flash you back sometimes.
Okay.
So yeah, to kind of let you know, like, hey, your lights are really bright. I can't see.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, especially on the 2 lanes.
Yeah. But otherwise, right. I do wonder sometimes. Let's see, did we make it in time? Ooh, yep. This could be tight.
Oh yeah, we got her.
Oh, there we go. Good stuff.
Get a nice block trailer there.
Move. Good stuff. Well, there you go, chat. You asked for it. We got it. Nathan Nater saying, I have all the drivers available in-game, hired all of them. There's 255 of them. I might be a little bit crazy, and I'm doing 3 mil a day. That's the dream. Earning 3 million a day.
Must be nice.
It must be nice. Oh, am I hearing that correctly? Does the stream hear Benny, by the way, when you say those things, or do I have to explain that? I'm guessing I have to explain it. Okay, Benny in my ear just said, yeah, that that he might be coming into the game as a driver. So do be on the lookout and make sure if you do see him that you hire somebody else, because I'm not sure how he's going to be.
You know what? He's not a bad driver. He just has a problem keeping his car on the road.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
You need one of those off-road logging jobs. That's what you need.
No, not in that manner, I should say. He's always doing repairs to it. He's always breaking it.
Oh, I gotcha.
Hey, if you're not going to talk to the chat too, then I don't want to hear nothing from you, okay? That's a hard turn to get out of. We're just going to pretend we didn't see that. La 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 la. Oh wow, look at
There's
that! Look
nothing
at that
going
pretty
on.
map book. Oh yeah, okay.
There's a very pretty map.
Hey, we made it. Nice.
Yeah. Well, anyway, how's everyone's Friday doing, by the way? Chat, what have you all got planned for the weekend? Let us know, Mark. You got much happening this weekend?
Luz just mentioned that the Olympic opening ceremony is today.
That is true. What time is that at? Are we missing that right now, or?
I have no idea. I didn't even know the Olympics was happening, to be honest.
Wait, what? You didn't know?
No.
It's kind of a big deal, isn't it? The Olympics, or?
I mean, I feel like it used to be. Like, I remember there was like tons of hype, like in my area around like the Australian Olympics when it was in town.
Mm-hmm.
Not in town, I should say. It's not that it came to Canada for the Australian Olympics, but you know what I mean. When it was happening, there's like tons of hype for it, and then like after that, I just feel like I never really heard much about Olympic ceremonies again.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, I'm just looking. It says here that the opening ceremony will begin with the ceremony kicking off at 7:30 p.m. European time. So maybe you'll be home by then, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember how close you are to the studios, but 7:30 p.m. European time, 6:30 p.m. UK time.
okay.
Is when the opening ceremony begins. So I'm sure lots of people will be tuning in for that. For sure, yeah, I forgot. And they could last for like a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be good. Sometimes, I mean, usually with the Olympics for me, like I just tune in every now and again just to kind of see what's on, what they're showing, what kind of sports. I think I'm a bit more of a fan of the Winter Olympics personally, because
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. People watching on snowboards and doing curling and stuff like this as well, and skiing. I don't know. Otherwise, I'm not like a huge sports guy. I mean, it's probably pretty obvious, but yeah. What
fair.
about yourself, Marks? Are you like into your sports much, or?
No, not really. I used to watch NASCAR pretty religiously, but since moving here, it's on at really random times. So I just watch like the highlight reels a few days later. But other than that, not really. I'm a big hater on F1, so I guess the big sport right now for me is just bothering Benny about how much F1 is not good racing.
I mean, okay, will admit I've never watched a full NASCAR race. Have you been to a NASCAR race yourself before in like person? Or
Oh yeah, many times, yeah.
what is it that you like love about it most? Like kind of like being at the race.
So for me, it's just like it's good racing. You know what I mean? It's less about the car and less about how many millions of dollars the team has to spend on an engine, and it's more about these guys doing long-term strategy. It's endurance racing, right? So people say like, oh, all they do is turn left and all that, but it's not about that in the same way, right? Like these guys are driving at 200 miles an hour, inches apart from each other, pushing each other through turns. The guy beside you is like, you could literally reach out and touch his car almost, right? And it's a very different skill set than F1. And even F1 drivers that have come in and tried NASCAR have not had success. Kimi Räikkönen was in 2 or 3 he was in 2 or 3 races just kind of as like an exhibition thing, and he did not do very well at all. Montoya came and raced in. I gotta get my way over here. Somebody stop! Get!
Oh,
it's
come
happening.
on,
Whatever.
man.
Montoya came over. He would race for a few seasons with NASCAR and did not find success. Danica Patrick, not from F1 but from IndyCar, which is North American equivalent. I like to say I'm just as good a driver as Danica Patrick because I've won exactly as many races as she has, but I've wrecked like 40 less race cars.
Oh, wait. You've been racing then, or?
No, I haven't been, but that's what I mean. We have the same amount of wins.
I gotcha. Nice. Well, like I think from a standpoint when I've seen NASCAR, right, I've always thought that the in-person kind of viewing is a lot better than Formula 1, because obviously Formula 1 is a lot more of a windy track, so if you go to actually watch it, then you're only going to get like that small section of the race that passes you that you're going to see, because it happens so quickly. You don't really know the bigger picture of it all, so in a sense it's almost a bit better to watch from home. Of course you don't get the same science out, but in NASCAR with kind of like the oval rings, you do see kind of the whole race and the sound and the sight from there.
Absolutely.
And I think the more recent famous kind of race that I actually did watch a little bit of and heard a lot in the news about here was when Ross Chastain, I think it was, did the bull ride.
The Hail Melon. Yeah.
Oh man, that move, I mean, straight out of a video game, right? When you're a kid playing for the first time, you just...
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny is that is the Well, I guess the second time, but that was the first year in NASCAR where that move was even possible, because the cars previous to that, the tires, like the body would give in and the tires would just go flat from riding on the wall. But that year, they went to a new chassis with wider, more reinforcement behind the fenders, and the fenders were wider, so the tires were actually tucked in more on the body. And the whole idea was to try and eliminate guys cutting down tires when they're racing so close, right? So that year was the first year where you could actually kind of do that and get away with it. So he did it, and he got away with it, and now that rule, they came out with a rule banning that move. So
it's a one-time thing, thing, but it happened, and it was legendary. And
absolutely.
The fact that us even Europeans heard about it, that shows how big of a move it was. So,
but I think the thing about NASCAR is you can't just watch it as someone that doesn't have some kind of investment. Like if you're just like a generic racing fan and you turn on NASCAR, it might not seem that interesting. But if you have a driver you're cheering for or a team you're cheering for, something other than you're just watching cars race, it'll be much more entertaining. But if all you're tuning in is just to see cars race, if you don't have some kind of skin in the game, if you don't have a driver you're cheering for, and if you don't know what's going on, right? Like if you don't know the mechanics behind these cars, if you don't know kind of how they work and how the racing works and the airflow and all these things, then it's very easy. I can totally understand why someone wouldn't be entertained by it, right? Turn my beacon on here. Come on. Yeah, it's on. So yeah, I totally get why some people, it might not be their cup of tea.
It's a good reference.
But like for me, it's a ton of it's a ton of fun to watch, both in person and on TV. I'll admit the races can be a little long, but some light beer can solve that problem.
I mean, yeah, it gives you an opportunity to go grab some food and chill out, and mess with the fans a little bit as well. I would love to go to a race at some point. If I ever get back to the States at some point in the near future, I'd love to kind of try coincide that with a race at some point in the States. I don't think they've ever brought them over here to Europe. I know with some of the American sports, they kind of like have brought them over here. Because I think here in the UK, we have like 4 football games now from the NFL that kind of come over here and do like 4 matches.
Okay.
They do it yearly now. I think it's a yearly thing where they take like 4 teams and they bring them over here. But I don't think NASCAR do that at all. I don't think they've ever brought NASCAR to Europe, have they? I don't think so.
They have like these exhibition series, but it's not actually like with actual NASCAR drivers and stuff like that. Like there's actually one this year in Most in Czech Republic.
Oh, is it actually?
Right?
Okay. Yeah. I did not realize that. I did not realize,
yeah, exactly. So they're licensing the name, but it's a different series altogether.
Got it.
But somebody brought up the point that it's like F1, where somebody thinks of something new, it gets banned immediately. And more so, it wasn't about that. It was more like NASCAR generally welcomes competition in this manner, but they didn't want to have every driver in the race coming to the last corner trying to ride the wall, and just like creating a mess of the last lap and kind of making a joke out of the series as a whole, right? And that's one of the reasons, like me and Benny were arguing about this a few days ago, is like one of the reasons I actually really like NASCAR is they kind of let the drivers just have at it. There's no penalties because you blocked. There's no penalties because you got in front of somebody on pit road or some stupid thing, I feel like F1 is just full of these like uncompetitive penalties that take away from the actual racing,
I'm sure there'd be a lot of people that would agree with you. When it comes to the kind of the governing body there, they can be quite strict, and it's never like consistent either. Yeah, which is also causing a lot of drama in the communities there. But when it comes down to, I love what you say. It's kind of like down to the kind of like how the strategies are and the engines and everything like that. It's super interesting, and yeah, there's a lot behind those kind of races as well. Even when it comes to, for example, getting races moved around, and because are they weekly during their season in NASCAR as well?
Pretty much. Like they have a few off
1 to 2
weekends.
weeks.
Yeah. Usually it's every weekend. There's a few off weekends, and there's there's the Coke. The weekend before the Coke 600 is the All-Star race, which is it doesn't count for points for the entire season. It's just kind of everyone's racing for $1 million. So it's just kind of more for fun for the fans.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that is cool.
But
cool. Chat. Any of you watch NASCAR?
Someone was asking about my favorite driver, and I'm going to get hate for it immediately from those that do watch NASCAR, because my favorite driver is Ryan Blaney, and he's the champion recently, so everyone's going to accuse me of hopping on the bandwagon. But I was actually a fan of his father, Dave Blaney, way back when he drove the 22 Caterpillar car. Of course, me being a Cat fan, I'm not wearing the hat today, but you guys know it. So, when I was young, when I was a teenager and even younger, The cat car, of course, was my favorite car. Ward Burton drove it before Dave Blaney, but Dave Blaney was when it was during his era of driving is when I really kind of fell into NASCAR. And even though he was kind of a last 10 car, it was still I would cheer for him every weekend. So as once he retired, I didn't really have a driver of my own for a long time. I liked Newman, Ryan Newman. Of course, he's retired now. So once Ryan started racing, though, Dave's son, I was always kind of cheering for him. I was actually at the Roval when he won at the very first Roval race, which you probably don't know about this, Alex, but they actually turned the Charlotte Oval track into a sort of semi-road course. So they would go around the oval, and then on the front stretch, they would enter into the infield, do a few more lefts and rights on the infield, and then come back out onto the oval. So they call it the Roval, like road course oval.
Yeah, Roval.
Yeah. And so he won there when two other drivers crashed out. He was in third place, and he just kind of drove between them after they crashed and ended up winning the race. And I was also there back when he won at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in Canada when he was still in the Truck Series. So I've always kind of had a soft spot for him. He's a good driver, good attitude.
Well, that's it. I don't think I've never had enough kind of insight to the races, mainly probably because of the time zone difference as well and everything like that. And F1 has kind of been more my thing as well recently. I've kind of I kind of casually watch. I'm not hardcore, but I do definitely watch it as well. But yeah, I mean, I'd be interested definitely to watch. I should definitely give IndyCar and NASCAR a try as well, just to kind of see, because they are completely different beasts in their own right when it comes to racing. So
absolutely, yeah. I mean, IndyCar is not super different. I mean, it's open wheel racing, but they do a lot more ovals and stuff like that. It's different kinds of courses, right? Different rule sets.
Yeah,
but NASCAR definitely is an entirely different beast.
It is indeed, yeah. So the cars, they're the same? Are they all the same spec, the cars, or?
Yeah, so a lot of the car they actually have to purchase from NASCAR now. That with this new generation car, they actually have to purchase I believe the frames, the body, a lot of the suspension components all have to be purchased from NASCAR to ensure that they're all using the same specs. The engines are still provided by the manufacturers, but they have to be, there's very strict limits on, the stroke and the bore and all these things. They can't just slap a, big old turbo on it and race with it. They got to stay within the approved specs that NASCAR set out, right? So the idea is to, they can manufacture their own stuff and try to find an edge here and there, but generally it's stock car racing. They're all supposed to be running the same, a stock car, right? In the old days, it meant they had to run a car from the showroom, but obviously that's kind of gone away.
That's changed. Yeah. I mean, they stick some stickers on and say it's that brand or that whatever. But
the fake headlights and grill stickers.
That's it. We love it. We got Xperia in the chat talking about, hey, you should do some more racing events like you had in ETS2 a few years ago. I almost forgot about that. The FIA European Truck Racing Championship kind of collab that we did for World of Trucks event.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? I've almost forgotten the name of it. I'm going to quickly look it up because we've had quite a few since then. Is that the ETRC, right? ETRC. Because is truck racing a big thing or anything like that over in the States or Canada?
Not at all. It's non-existent.
No. Gotcha. Yeah. It's a pretty well-attended thing over here with the FIA ETRC. But yeah, it was really cool because we had the special trailers where you had the race trucks on the back of the trailer. You seen those, Mark? Do you remember that?
No.
You don't? Ah, dang. I have to see if I can find it. Was it the One Truck Family event? I think it was. Was that what it was called, chat? Yeah, you had the little models as well. It's been a while. That was back in 2019. That was a little while ago. But I remember that. That was a cool one. Yeah, we had the different cargo trailers we can deliver to different cities for different racing teams as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So yeah, I mean, it would be cool to do some more kind of racing related stuff in the future, but of course there's a lot of work that would have to go into that. So
yeah, that would be a ton of fun though.
You never know. Keep your eyes on this space. Yeah, do like a bit of racing. you like a bit of racing. Of course, if you
Mhm.
enjoy your trucks and stuff like that, then it usually means you kind of enjoy motorsports and stuff as well. So
Absolutely, yeah.
all your good trucking stuff. A big hello to Rush Live in the YouTube chat as well. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Got lots of you in the YouTube chat as well. Great to see you all here, and quite a few of you in our Twitch chat as well, all having your own little discussion about racing and F1 there, and all sorts as well. So there's the Baja Truck Endurance Racing. I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
Oh, the Baja
stateside
1000 down in Mexico, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, okay, this is gonna be a completely random thing. I apologize. Have you ever had a Baja Blast?
Yeah?
I've never had. I've always heard about it, and I heard they're great. But how would you explain it?
I can tell you exactly what it is. It's going to ruin it for people. Anyone in the chat, if you really like Baja Blast, just stop listening. Like, just cover your ears for like 20 seconds.
Tell me.
Baja Blast is just Mountain Dew, regular Mountain Dew,
Okay.
and blue Powerade.
Powerade.
Yeah.
Okay, but we have both of those things here in Europe.
So you can make it yourself.
Can just mix those.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Just
Yeah.
those two things together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to make some of that.
I don't know if that's factually what it is. You know, PepsiCo, please don't sue me. But somebody on Reddit, put these two drinks together, and they said it tastes exactly like Baja Blast.
Oh, dang! Yeah, because I know it's like in the States anyway. It's like an exclusive thing at Taco Bell? Mark? I don't know.
No, it's so it started as at Taco Bell, and it was kind of a limited run thing they did for like bottled drinks. But now you can. It's not everywhere all the time. Like sometimes I can't find it, but generally it's readily available. Maybe it's a regional thing, but yeah, like even here at a lot of the Vietnamese shops that are kind of around Prague. If you're from Prague, you know what I mean. You can always find them there. So I've had no problem finding them here at all.
It'll be expensive though, right? Because they're imported. Like you pay kind of a pretty penny for it. No, not at all. Oh, okay. Dang.
Like
well,
you go buy a regular pop at the shop. It's usually around like 50 some odd crowns, Benny, 40 to 50 crowns, and you can usually get these for under 60. So maybe slightly more expensive.
Exco Racer in our chat says, I tried the mix. It's spot on if you mix correctly. Okay, so I'm guessing there's like a ratio you need to hit.
Just like Google it, and you can find the instructions, and then you can make your very own Baja Blast.
I'm gonna do that. I didn't know that was. I thought it was just his own special mix kind of thing that only they did stateside. So I'm gonna have to give that a try for sure.
And if you want the full Taco Bell experience, you guys have Taco Bell in Great Britain, right?
We do, but it's like very spread out. There's not one near here, basically, is what I'm saying. Like,
okay, well, I was going to say, you can go online and you can buy Taco Bell seasoning to put in your beef to get the full experience.
Wait, just the pack?
Yeah.
By itself?
Yeah. They sell all that stuff now. They do. It's with that other company, I think. Was it Old... Oh, what is it? Old...
I thought you were going to say Old Spice, but I don't think
No. Can you imagine Taco Bell
deodorant? Old El Paso?
Yeah. Isn't that the ones that make the taco shells, right?
Yeah, the yellow and red brand, right?
Yeah. I think they have a whole line of like Taco Bell partnered products. Deodorant flavored tacos. Can you ban Nathan Nader TTV real quick? Just straight to jail.
Straight to jail. I don't know if that's a good thing. Deodorant flavor take. You're not gonna eat your deodorant, guys. Come on. Yeah. Oh dang.
It's that dang Tide Pod generation. You know, they just want to eat everything they're not supposed to.
Okay. Well, speaking of drinks, then chat, YouTube, and Twitch. If you're watching now, what's your favorite drink? What's your favorite kind of like cool drink to have in the summertime? Let us know. What about you, Mark? Do you have a favorite kind of like soft drink or cool beverage to have?
I'm a big fan of Coca-Cola. I mean, I'm open to being endorsed. If Coca-Cola, if anyone from Coca-Cola is watching, I'm a big fan.
Do you just prefer straight Coca-Cola, or do you like a vanilla or lemon or?
I actually can't stand the taste of vanilla Coke, and I generally like things that are vanilla flavored. It's just not for me. Just plain plain old Coke. Another one I really like from Southern U.S. is called Cheerwine, and it's a cola drink, but it's kind of got like a berry flavor to it. And it's hard to pinpoint exactly what that flavor is, but that's a good one too. And it mixes really good with other beverages.
Other
if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah, took me a second there. Now I know. Lots of people in the chat. Cafola. Someone's a big fan of Cafola in the chat. Iced tea, Mountain Dew, 7-Up.
I learned something about Cafola. I really like it, but I cannot drink it in a plastic bottle. I don't know why. It tastes so much different. You got to drink it draft. It makes
that happens to quite a few drinks though. Like drinking glass versus can versus like there's some alcoholic beverages especially as well that would do that. I just would never drink out of a can. But yeah, that seems to, I don't know what it is about the can or the plastic bottle that just seems to have an effect on taste.
Yeah,
pineapple
absolutely.
Pepsi. I don't think I've ever had pineapple Pepsi before. Seven Black Cat says they enjoy drinking pineapple Pepsi. Is that something you make yourself, or is that something that is available in your country?
Pepsi does have some wacky flavors, because I've seen, like, now that I think of it, I've seen, like, you know, they all have lime flavor. There's Pepsi Lime, Coke Lime, right? There's also, like, mango Pepsi and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
Andrew Wing in the YouTube chat saying Cheerwine is from North Carolina and cherry flavored. Sounds good. Something better than I can. I like root beer. I like root beer as well. A&W or Barks. Yeah, I do enjoy my root beer. I do like in like the US that they bring in. I
learned something about A&W recently.
Go on.
4 different companies in North America own the rights to A&W.
I kind of figured that as well, because I've seen Canadian A&W and I've seen then normal North American A&W, and they have different kind of looking branding, but it's the same drink essentially, right?
Yeah, so like the restaurants have no affiliation with the like the drink you buy off the shelf, and it's all separate companies. So you have the A&W restaurants in Canada, the A&W like the canned ones you can buy in Canada. And then in the U.S., it's the same thing. The A&W U.S. restaurants and the A&W canned products. So it's like 4 separate companies are all sharing this brand.
Oh, dang.
Some weird old school agreement they must have.
Yo, we're getting a raid. We got a raid here coming in from D. Kuchta. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Welcome, everybody. We've got 135 of you joining us on our Let's Play adventure. We're currently trucking down to Kansas, was it again? We're heading down to Kansas right now?
We are heading to... what does that say?
Enid,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. It's not Kansas. That's not Kansas. Hey, welcome along. Thank you so much for the raid. Let's give them a shout out. If you're not following them already, let's give them a shout out. Good to have you along. Thank you so much for the raid and for the support as well. How do we do shout outs again? It's like / shout out. There we go.
We Scoopmans is asking if you're in the UK, Alex.
I am in the UK. Yeah, I kind of... The channel I'm shouting out does not exist. I work remotely now, full-time from the UK, but occasionally I also will be in Germany. If I'm in Germany, then I'm visiting my my girlfriend who lives there. So, but yeah, I am from the UK. Hence the accent, if you already figured it out. So, see if that works. There we go. Shout out. Thank you for the raid. We're giving you a shout out. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a good Friday as well. I see you must have just ended your stream. I hope you had a good stream as well. And welcome along to our Let's Play American Truck episode on a Friday. We're SCS Software. Well, a couple of the guys involved are from the team that developed the games Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator. Both me and Mark are from the community side of things, so we're not full-fledged developers or anything like that. So if you're asking for some technical questions, we might not be able to answer them. But,
I'm kind of a developer.
I mean, you're kind of there. You're kind of there. So, but yeah, this is our Let's Play series. We're currently kind of building up our virtual trucking company from rags to riches, and we got Mark behind the wheel, our resident expert truck driver here, both virtually and in reality as well. So yeah, taking us on an adventure. We've been chatting about all sorts. We kind of been having a chilled out stream today, kind of just chatting about we talked a bit about sports and the Olympics and
NASCAR.
Yeah, now we're on to drinks and beverages. So you've come at a good time.
It's not gonna be long. We'll be talking about pineapple on pizza again.
It's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
And we're doing good. Thank you again for the raid as well. We got Mercedes as well saying hello from Japan in our YouTube chat. Hello, Japan. Wow. Good to have you here.
It's going to be pretty late over there right now, no?
I think so, right? Let's have a look. Time in... That is one place I would like to visit. It's 1 a.m. there. It is 1 a.m. Mainly because my YouTube algorithm is currently full of videos eating very delicious food from places like Japan and Korea. So it looks pretty tasty.
Okay. So you're a big fan of Asian cuisine generally?
I mean, I like it, but there's a lot more I need to kind of try and explore that you just wouldn't get here in the UK,
right? Or
can't be made as authentic as in those places. You kind of got to travel to to try those things. So yeah, but yeah, one day maybe we'll head over that way. It's just a bit of a journey to that side of the world. Yeah. Have you been to that side of the world before? Anywhere in Asia or like the Pacific or?
I've been to India once.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Yeah, I've never been over that way myself. Oh, okay. You haven't? Okay.
What's that?
So you haven't or you have?
I have been there, but it wasn't very nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was actually... It was kind of it was an eye-opening experience for sure. Made me appreciate what I had back in Canada, but it's not some place I ever intend to visit again.
Understandable. Yeah, different cultures, different places. It kind of, reminds you it's a big old world out there, and
absolutely
everyone's living it differently. So 2:35 here in Australia, says John. Well, welcome along. Thank you for being here so late in the night. But I guess it's the weekend for you guys, so I'm sure you're having a good time. Hopefully you enjoy yourself. Have you ever been to a truck show in real life? I have, yes, and I'm sure Mark has been to a plenty as well.
Absolutely.
So we have probably our biggest ones here is called Truck Fest. It's like a big outdoor truck festival where everyone just drives into a big green space and just stays there for the weekend.
That one's in Netherlands?
So they have one in the Netherlands. That's the one in is it Assen they have? Or I think, but the one here in the UK they have, well, they used to have it in Peterborough.
Oh.
And also up in Scotland as well, but I think they had to move it recently. So yeah.
I really should. Now that I'm here in Europe, I really should get out to a show. I will be going to IAA in September, which will be cool to see the new trucks and trailers and all the equipment. But I really would like to get to, especially in... Oh, the Miro crash up here, I guess.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Is that a detour?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. We just got petered.
Dang. What's it even for? What's even
going on up there?
No idea.
Oh, this is going to ruin our day. Let's take a quick look at the map and see. Okay. All right. This isn't too bad. We can detour through Salina.
We can work with that.
Yeah.
We can
okay.
work with that. Yeah. Oh, it is. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to get to a truck show in Netherlands for sure, because those guys have a really kind of cool style, a really cool way of doing things. It seems like it's even a hashtag on Instagram, like Dutch style.
Yeah, I do need to get myself out there as well, because not only the amazing amount of trucks and stuff they have out there and show trucks as well, but also they do their stuff in the evening and at night as well, where they have like all of their lights on and everything looks great. And someone in the chat just mentioned Wes Koopman saying it actually starts this weekend in Assen.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's one going on this weekend. You wanna meet down there real quick?
Jump on a little Ryanair flight and head. Yeah. It's just across the puddle. It's not really that far, is it?
Yeah, a couple hours, right? Yeah. Well, for you, it's less than that, like an hour.
If that. I mean, I don't know about Assen itself. I would have to look where it is. But at the TT circuit in Assen, that's where it is this weekend. Who's heading there? Is anybody heading there this weekend from our chat? If so, make sure to take plenty of pictures and tag us on our profile as well. We'd love to see them. Yeah, it's not actually too far of a drive from like Amsterdam. So if I was to fly into Amsterdam, wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah,
would not be too bad. Yeah, definitely got to get ourselves to one of those at some point. Meet all the cool truckers out there.
Are you coming to IAA?
I don't think I am.
I'm sure we can find an excuse to get you there. You should talk to the boss man about it.
Maybe I should for sure. Yeah, but I've heard there's some exciting things happening there, so that's gonna be coming up quickly. That's definitely coming up very quickly. Should have driven around the barricade. I mean,
Whoa.
we're trying to stick to the laws and the rules here in the Let's Play. We're doing our best to anyway.
We don't want to draw attention. You know, we got this big piece of equipment on.
Yeah, it's not like we can sneak by or anything, chat. You know, it's not like we can do that. That would be a cool on the road video. You're right. Why didn't we do that for an on the road video? Go to the trucks.
We did do one for Matt's, but it was kind of just more of a montage of all the trucks that were there. But you can find it on our YouTube page, Matt's 2023. We were there.
Yeah, we definitely, maybe next year we're gonna have to do that then. Maybe do some more truck festivals next year and do some on the road episodes for it. How are you guys liking the on the road episodes anyway? For those who've been watching them, is it a big thumbs up from the chat here? You've been enjoying them, or what? What would you like to see more of in the future? Because we're always up for ideas. Always up for things that can be filmed. Not too bad. You like it? Yeah.
Yeah, if there's if anyone's got feedback about the on the road episodes and what you would like to see more of, if there's episodes you really liked or episodes you didn't like so much, I think we're definitely always kind of looking for, your guys' feedback on that because we do it for you, right?
Me behind the wheel. I don't know if there would be another episode of SCS after that if that happened.
Hey man, we put Oscar behind the wheel and he's made it out alive, so I'm sure you'll be all right.
That's true. That's true.
Stay there, yes, son of a...
I usually miss the streams because I work. More Friday streams would be great. We'll take that down. We'll take that down as a note. It's good to have kind of a bit of a different crowd with us on the chat. I'm glad that we can catch some new people around. The on the road series is good in my opinion. That's good. I'm glad to hear it.
One of Mark driving a European truck.
Yeah, we need to make that happen. We do need to make that happen.
I like having a hood in front of me. What can I say? Look at that.
Dang.
You got the little bird on the front there?
I did see a video, a YouTube short that appeared in my algorithm recently, and I haven't been able to find the full video of it, but there was somebody who's managed to obtain a Scania truck in the state. Oh no, he was trying to go to the States from Canada. So he'd gone to Canada to pick up this truck.
We don't talk about that guy.
You don't? I don't know who he is. I saw it on YouTube.
He deliberately does things. I'm not going to name him because I don't want to start any drama, but he deliberately does things wrong in an effort to get engagement.
Oh, is that what it is? Because I saw him throwing all his paperwork, but it wasn't enough and stuff like this. And I was like, oh man, that sounds like a lot of a hassle.
If I can be honest, that guy is kind of an embarrassment to all of us. He kind of makes us all, like as truck drivers, as professionals, he makes us all look like kind of stupid.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it really is.
It's not often that you get those kind of cool trucks that he's been getting. Like he's got some pretty unique stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going for it. He's got the means to kind of do some pretty cool stuff. But his first video that went kind of viral on Instagram was him making basically an illegal turn, and a car almost hit him. And then he posted everywhere claiming that, it was the car's fault. And of course, he got tons of engagement because everyone was saying, no, it was your fault, you dum-dum. And so he's just been kind of leaned into that. He has done some kind of cool things. Like he's picked up some Scania trucks and stuff like that. But like, when he had that problem with the border, it is very clear about what you need to do to bring a truck across the border. I brought, I brought a 1989 Peterbilt from Oklahoma back to Canada. It's kind of a pain to do the paperwork, but when you're there at the border, if you've got all your paperwork straight, it's a 20-minute process, He's sitting there, kind of playing stupid and then posting a video that, I got kicked out of the U.S. or I wasn't allowed into the U.S. It's kind of like, man, shut up.
Dang. Got it. I wasn't aware. It just came up in my algorithm and I saw it and I was like, that's interesting. But I was more interested in the fact that there was a Scania over in Canada.
There's lots of them, actually. There's tons of them. Herb Transport had an owner-operator that used to work for them. I think he's retired now, but he was European descent of some sort. I don't know if he was like Scottish or English or Dutch, but he actually brought over 3 different Scanias to Canada, and they were all running on the road. Like, they weren't just show trucks. He was actually working them. One of the most famous ones was an orange one with white stripes. It was like a tomato red, they call it, but I call it orange. And he had it on with Herb Transport. And even if you go Google Scania Herb Transport, there's lots of pictures of it because he worked that truck for many years. He had a blue one as well.
I see the blue one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so weird. And it's quite a new gen one as well, actually. It's not like an older one. He does have some older ones here, I can see. But like the old orange, I don't know what model that actually is. I have to look it up. Scania 143M, something like that. Yeah.
And there's a whole community of there's a pretty large Eastern European community in Chicago. So there's actually quite a few even newer Scanias. I've even seen like I saw a 730R on I-80 near Chicago one time. And he was motoring. Like, it was definitely a V8. You could hear it. So there's a lot of these guys that brought these trucks over and they're working them. Generally speaking, the one I saw was like too new to be in this, like to actually be there legally. So I'm not sure how he did it, because the law in the U.S. is that you have to meet the emission standards for the year it was manufactured. And there's not 100% parity between the U.S. tiers and then the Euro standards in Europe. So a lot of the trucks, you can't just like bring a brand new truck from the U.S. to Europe or vice versa, right? Because it's got to clear the emission standards. So in U.S. it has to be grandfathered in, so it has to be 20 years old.
Right.
20 or 25, I can't remember. So I don't know how these guys are getting like the newer Scanias over there, but somehow they're doing it. They must know something I don't. It's very much a possibility. I don't know everything as much as I like to claim I do.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's like you have an expertise in this kind of field, but in my head, I'm thinking like, for what reason would they export it? Is it just so they can have a kind of a more exotic vehicle, or is there some sort of actual good use for them? And number two, is it worth the money? Because I imagine it's a very expensive ordeal. No.
So used European trucks are actually much cheaper than used American trucks. The life cycle of a European truck in Europe seems to be much shorter. That's why, like, you drive around Europe, you don't see a ton of old trucks. Like,
that's true.
It seems like trucks, I might be wrong on this, but what I've kind of perceived is like, in Germany, they'll buy a bunch of brand new trucks and these companies will run them for like 3 years. And then a few years later, you see those trucks in Czech Republic and Slovakia. And then, when Czech and Slovakia, when they're done with them in another 5 years, they'll get passed on to some other country a little more east or a little more south. It seems like these used trucks work their way outside of Europe. Whereas like in America, the trucks stay in America. Some will get shipped to Eastern Europe, or some will get shipped to the Caribbean or even South America. But generally speaking, a huge majority of our trucks stay in the American economy. So that means that the resale value stays high, right? Like, there's nobody to buy our used trucks until they're worth like $20,000, and then some guy in Dominican Republic will buy it, slap a dump body on it, and go to work, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's actually not that, like, obviously it's definitely going to cost more than buying a used truck in the US, but it's, if you want to have that something cool, if you want to have something special, it's maybe not that far outside the like, it's not that impossible, right? But like, why someone would do it and why somebody would want to do it is the same reason, like, why would you go buy a fully decked out Kenworth or Peterbilt or Western Star, or when you could go buy like a completely base model truck with plastic side skirts and stuff like that. Like, you can buy a fully functional truck that is completely basic with none of the bells and whistles, versus spending almost like $80,000 to $100,000 to get one that's just got lots of chrome and fancy stuff on it, right? It's just, you want to be cool, you want to look cool, you want to feel good about your ride, right? Our truck right now, like, I'm having a good time driving it. Can't say I would feel the same way if it was like a 1972 Mac R with a different color hood and the door held together by duct tape and bungee straps, right? That said, Mac Rs are probably one of my favorite trucks, so I probably still would take it.
That's fair. I mean, it's cool to see, and it seems like it's becoming a bit more of like a regular thing to see over stateside, or in Canada they've seen a lot more of these kind of exports. It's still
extremely rare, but they're definitely out there. Probably the coolest thing that I saw was Robert Transport in Quebec. They actually, I don't know how it came about, but somehow Volvo gave them 2 or 3 FH16s to test the 24-volt system in harsh North American weather.
Really?
Yeah, not that our weather is that much more harsh than what they have in Scandinavia, but we use a ton more road salt and stuff, and a lot more unfinished roads and all that. So Robert had these trucks on their heavy haul division running in Canada because they wouldn't pass emissions in the U.S., and they had some exemption in Canada to be able to do it, I guess. And so they actually, when the program was over, they were supposed to give the trucks back to Volvo. The drivers were actually like, they didn't want to let them go, and Robert ended up buying the trucks off Volvo and kept them. And as far as I know, they're still in the fleet.
They're still there. Dang! Yeah. Wow, that's so interesting.
I think there's definitely a market here. I mean, if now that the European manufacturers have a foothold in North America, like I'd be really curious, if PACCAR brought DAF over, or if Mercedes brought their truck over in partnership with Freightliner, or now Traton, which is MAN and Scania. They now own international trucks, right? So the potential is there to see. I mean, already we're seeing the drive lines, right? The Detroit diesel is basically rebadged Mercedes, heavily engineered to suit North American driving and emissions. The new S13 line comes from Scania, right? The super engine. So, if they were to bring over an actual cab over European model, I'd be really curious to see how it did in North America.
Yeah, I mean, how it would sell if companies would be willing to take on that. In X9R in our chat saying, are EU trucks maybe more fuel efficient? Would it actually be more economical for American roads? I don't know if that would be the case or not. It's kind of hard to tell, I think, because
there's different trains of thought. Some people think that European trucks are more fuel efficient because they're only hitting the air once, whereas you look at an American truck, it's got lots of things to hit the air with. Right.
Yeah.
But I think generally speaking, there's not a huge difference in fuel economy when you consider the overall drag. European trucks do get better fuel mileage, but it's also because they're limited to 90 kilometers an hour, right? We're running much higher speeds. I mean, even right now, we're running 100 kilometers an hour as we speak, right? And I still got my foot to the floor.
Yep.
So, that alone is going to affect the fuel mileage. Weights, there's usually about 4 tons heavier max gross weight on European trucks. But I think that the biggest thing is just there's some differences in European trucks and how they're manufactured that would affect their the bridge laws in North America. So for one thing, they run very heavy on the steer axles. Now, most states, I believe now, are allowing 20,000 pounds on the steer axle, but I believe some European trucks are still like 22,000 pounds on the steer axle.
Ooh, right.
So that wouldn't fly. That makes you all, like, even without a load on, you're already requiring a permit for that extra weight on that axle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And that's where the troubles come in, right? With like kind of some of the laws and regulations that aren't either up to speed or not suited for those kind of trucks.
Exactly. It's just different laws, right? The industries have grown in their own way for the differing needs between Europe and North America. It's not that one is better than the other. It's just, different trucks for different needs.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
That is super, super interesting. A lot of people are asking now about like if we'll ever see crossovers in the game. I don't think we can comment on that. But
I mean, if they ever do it in real life, then I'm sure you would see it in the game.
We'll see. Yeah, absolutely. So, but excited for where the roads take us with SES for sure as well. Yeah, it's super interesting. I think we could talk about it for hours. Really, just kind of like the different tracks. I don't really have much knowledge of it, but when I lived in Australia, I have to admit,
I didn't know you lived in Australia.
I lived in Australia for 2 years. Yeah.
Oh, really? Maybe we did talk about
They have such a crazy variety of trucks out there because they get trucks from both state sides and the Europe as well. So they kind of get a whole mix of things. And not only that, they're really beefed up because of the jobs that they have to do if they're road. They got a road train or if they're hauling for days at a time. It's impressive.
Their roads are rough too. Those trucks are built like tanks. Yeah,
they are. They like straight up tanks, and all the bull bars and stuff they have all over them are really just kind of toughened up to kind of take on the harsh environment, whether it be the heat or the dust, or if it be just in case that they might encounter some pretty heavy animals, which is often the case in terms of kangaroos and stuff like that. They'll cause some damage, so you really got to be careful with those.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's a cool place. I'm sure there's a few people from Australia here that can probably speak up. I've seen some pretty impressive rigs out there for sure. So we'd love to get back out there at some point and see some more of those because those are really cool. Those are really cool. Moose cages put bull bars to shame, says Beard Ride 666. Is that true?
I think they're built pretty similar. Yeah, what we call in actually I can take a quick break from driving to show this off. What we call in the game, I don't know what we call it, grill guard or something like that. Well, this one's actually part of the bumper, but in other parts of it, it's under the different tab there. Let's see. Let's go to a different truck. But yeah, so like this one here, this is a full-on moose bumper. Sometimes it's marketed differently depending on the company, but in Canada we call it a moose bumper. So this is like solid aluminum, like square tubing, round tubing. Like you can run into a car at 65 mile an hour and you ain't gonna hurt nothing with one of these on. I'm trying to think what other truck, like Volvo. I think we had one on here. Yeah, the bull bar. So this is a deer guard, and it's pretty well worthless. It's just a decoration. There's no. It's not stopping nothing. Like even you hit a big deer, and that's still just gonna crumple, and you're gonna have damage to your bumper and hood. But in Australia, they build theirs like we do, like the big moose bumpers. Like they're full 4-post, aluminum tube, really solidly built.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get over. Are we gonna make it past this guy?
And it's funny because it's actually not uncommon as well. Maybe this might be the same in parts of Canada or other rural areas across the United States, but it's not uncommon to see. They call them rubars, like
rubars,
like rubars, yeah. On normal road vehicles, like on utes or pickup trucks, or on certain normal road vehicles as well, because of how frequently people do unfortunately hit animals out there. So it's quite interesting. But yeah, I see what you mean, especially with like the difference in the grill and the thickness of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it comes to the change, they really, really are beefy kind of looking ones when it comes to those kind of heavier animals that you have to worry about on the road. So, but they add a lot of front end weight for sure, especially for smaller vehicles. I'm sure those things weigh a ton when they're like properly built.
They're actually not that heavy.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so they generally come in two versions. There's 2-post or 4-post. So the 2-post one is the two big tubes that go like up the middle, and then on the outside you'll have round tubes that like go around the headlights. Then you have the 4-post one like we just saw there on the W900, where it's like 4 separate posts that go vertically. The 4-post version, I think it's like tops 450 pounds. I'd be surprised if it's more than that.
Okay.
Usually they call them the road train bumper. That's the one that gives you the extra bar along the bottom too. Yeah, that'd be about 450 pounds. I can't see it being more than that. The small ones, the regular ones that don't have the bottom bar and they don't have the 4-post, just 2-posts, those ones are like in the range of like 300 and something pounds, 320, 340. Yeah,
not too bad then.
Mm-hmm.
Not too bad.
Like personally, I never ran them, but I've had some pretty dang close calls over the years, and not just with moose and deer, to the point where if I were to ever go back trucking with my own truck, I'd put one on. I already had. If anyone was here for the Ask Me Anything stream, we looked at my truck when it got hit by a certain company's truck as he was leaving the parking space beside me. And if I had had a moose bumper on, the moose bumper would have taken the hit, and there would have been virtually no damage to my truck. Like I would have needed a new moose bumper, which is a lot cheaper than getting the front axle pulled out, putting new kingpins in it, new leaf spring shims, new fender, new hood, new headlight, new grill. Like that was by the time it was all said and done, that was like $30,000 to $40,000 in repairs. What could have just been like a $10,000 moose bumper,
Dang. Someone's actually got a question for you here. Messy Duval, I think it is, saying, were you ever afraid of a particular route, like a spooky forest, a road, or dangerous road?
Yep. Highway 17/11 in Canada is the main arterial road from Eastern Canada and Western Canada. It runs like through Sudbury and Thunder Bay and all that. And it is full of... the road is just, it's underdeveloped for the amount of freight moving on it. It mostly is just 2-lane roads with very few passing lanes. It's very windy. It makes roads like Donner Pass and Grapevine look like a piece of cake. It's not a lot of long grades, but because it's so like twisty and windy, and you encounter so many of these like little towns along the way, and the people, the way they drive on there, especially truck drivers, these new inexperienced truck drivers, passing on blind corners, driving in the middle of the road in the snow because they can't see the lanes and they're scared to drive in the ditch. At that point you should really just park it, right? So that road, flat out. I was in Salt Lake City a few years ago, and I was sitting there for 4 days with no load because Salt Lake City just doesn't have a ton of production of things that will come back to Canada on a flatbed. So I was sitting there for 4 days with no load, and my dispatcher called me up and said, "Oh, I got your load going home." I'm like, "Oh, great. Where's it going?" And she goes, "Oh, it's going to Detour Mine." And Detour Mine is in Northern Ontario, and this was in February. I said, "Nope, not happening." She says, "Why not?" I said, "I'm not driving on that road." She says, "Oh, no, the mine road's really good. It's really maintained now." I said, "No, not the mine road. I'll drive on the mine road all day. I don't care about that." I said, "I'm not driving on Highway 17. She says, "Well, they're really desperate. They need someone." I'm like, "Well, what are they paying?" She says, $8,000. I said, "Well, I'll do it for 20."
Dang.
Yeah.
Double that and I'll do it.
Yeah, literally. Like, I'm not willing to risk my life to drive on that road in the winter. It's a joke, really, at this point. It's a sad joke. The amount of people that... Yeah.
If I'm correctly thinking that you're saying it's a main artery road, so it's actually a very well-used route and a very popular route at that. So
yeah, but Doug Ford, the current premier of Ontario, he's not aware the rest of Ontario exists. He only knows about Toronto. So yeah, if you were to show him a map like of Ontario, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, there's Ontario," and just point at Toronto.
Gotcha.
Let's not start talking about politics, though.
No.
Carried away here.
Well, Exco Racer says he takes Highway 17 all the time, Ottawa to Sudbury for family visits, and they say it's brutal for sure.
Yep.
So there you go. Legendary status.
I especially feel for him because that section of highway is actually really rough too. It's just like a patchwork of asphalt laid down at different times. So it's just like it does a number on your car, your suspension components, your tires.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, interesting route, one to stay away from if you're not experienced on it, I guess.
100%.
During that time, but interesting to know. I would assume maybe there was like some really sketchy back road or something that you'd have to take, but no.
I mean,
17 apparently.
It's sad because, like, it's if there was better driver training and better expectations from drivers, it wouldn't be nearly as bad as it is. Like, the road is definitely like underbuilt and undermaintained for how much traffic is on it, but the biggest issue is the drivers. We drive on all sorts of roads in North America, and it's the same in Europe, and you make it work. You do what you have to do. You remain professional and drive with caution and drive for the conditions, and it does not happen on that road. There's lots of socioeconomic reasons for that, but it's got to change because people are getting hurt. You can't keep going on like this. There's been lots of movements in Ontario and in Canada to do something about the roads. The big trucker convoy that happened a few years ago in Canada, it started with that reason in mind, and then it got railroaded into something else, which we won't talk about. So it's something everyone's aware of, but it's just something the politicians aren't doing anything about.
Got it. And it makes it unsafe for everybody. Well, shucks. Hopefully that does change in the future for sure. Yeah, Exco Race is saying, so rough I regularly have to do tie rods and struts on my cars.
Absolutely.
Down there. Dang. Jeez. And I thought there was some bad roads here in the UK and in Europe, but no, it sounds like we've got it pretty easy in terms of some other roads over in the States and Canada. So, interesting to know. We're not too far away from our delivery destination, though, in-game, right?
2 miles.
We just entered 2 miles.
Yeah.
Time has flown. Time has definitely flown. Hope you've been enjoying the stream with us. Hey everybody, again, good to see lots of new first-time chatters. If you're watching for the first time, let us know. We'd love to say hello to you. But we regularly stream here at least once a week where we can, sometimes twice or 3 times a week here on our channel. You're watching via on YouTube or on the Twitch, SES Software. And this is part of our Let's Play series. We also do one for Euro Truck Simulator 2 as well, and we do a range of other streams as well. I know we had some special guests recently. So we had Oscar on the stream recently.
We did,
right?
Yeah.
How's Oscar doing, by the way?
Good. We did a fuel economy run to see who could get better fuel economy, and of course, I won. Of course.
I'm not surprised. I'm surprised you chose that challenge.
So you've driven with Oscar.
I know Oscar very well. We've been friends for a long time since he joined the company. So. I'm aware. I'm surprised. Did you choose that challenge?
I did.
I did. Biased. Yeah, I was biased.
Yeah.
You knew you were going to win that one. That was an easy one to take, I think.
Oscar definitely has a reputation, and I took advantage of that reputation.
But I mean, if you need to get somewhere, Oscar's your guy. So I mean,
absolutely, yeah.
Can't argue that. Can't argue that at all. But yeah, no, it's good to see that he's in Prague. I'm sure he's got some important work while he's
actually out of Prague now, visiting one of our many partners. So look forward to the
Ooh.
fruits of that,
Watch
endeavor.
this space.
Yeah.
Watch this space. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure we'll see something on the social media maybe in the future. Definitely give us a follow if you're not already.
Mhm.
Find our social links below on X, if you want to call it that, or Twitter. I prefer Twitter still. I don't think I can call it X. Facebook, Instagram, we're on Threads on Instagram as well. And of course, we have our official blog as well, blog.scsoft.com as well, to find all the latest news. We've just had some news go out today about Arkansas, about some of the custom-made depots that are coming to Arkansas. They look fantastic, by the way. They look really good. Some of the loading and unloading function as well. That's going to be coming to some of the kind of agriculture areas there as well. And also earlier in the week, of course, we had the World of Trucks event conclusion for both Trade, Connection Switzerland, and Cruise in Nebraska. And also some news about 1.51, which that's happening. I think that's our first blog about that upcoming update for both ETS2 and ATS. That's specifically about the vegetation update for Texas. So definitely got that to look forward to as well. So make sure you're following us on our socials to keep up to date with the latest news. We're putting out stuff pretty regularly these days, so it's easy to miss stuff. It is definitely easy to miss stuff, but we'll do our best to keep you informed here on our socials and here on Twitch or on YouTube as well. All right, delivery time. Straighten her up. Nice easy space to throw in.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. There we go. Good stuff. Also, chat, don't forget to take advantage of the SimFest sale that's happening right now on Steam. If you're looking to pick up any parts of American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator 2 that you're missing or been waiting for a sale on, or you just missed out on the Steam summer sale, then SimFest is also happening as well. You can find stuff there. All right, did we hit level 20?
We did.
Hey,
we are now
nice one.
Professional.
Is that what they call us? Professional.
Oh, next one we're instructor, just like me. Okay.
There you go.
We're getting there.
So
take that,
20.
Peter.
Congrats.
What's
skill points?
Where should we put a skill point? I can't believe somebody wasted 2 skill points on fuel economy when we're doing realistic fuel economy. Namiro.
When was that? That must have been Namiro, right?
All right, chat. As middle management, whereabouts do you guys think we should put the skill point? We already have all of the hazardous cargoes.
We do.
So I don't think we should put one in long distance because we're at a good point right now where if we go any longer, we're going to start getting streams we can't do, more loads we can't do in one stream. So I'm thinking either high value, fragile, or just in time. Let's see what they're saying.
Just in time, high value.
I'm seeing a lot for
quite a few.
Ooh, it's between high value and just in time, it seems.
Yeah, I'm seeing, and also on YouTube chat as well. We got a couple there for high value, just in time. I'm seeing more high value than I am just in time. I think
I'm seeing more just in time.
We're gonna have to do a poll.
We might have to
do
a quick poll. Yeah, do a quick
very
poll.
quick poll between the two. Let's do a very quick poll then.
In the meantime, I'm going to drive and get these flags and banners taken off my truck, maybe, if there's a shop nearby. Oh,
just in time. So it's between just in time and high value cargo, right?
Yep. And while they're voting on that too, I saw somebody, I didn't see who it was in the chat, ask about any advice I might have for new drivers. And Benny, we don't have any cameras that are kind of zoomed in, do we? That's the only one?
That's as close.
That's the only one? Hold on, will this work? Can you see this? Anyways, my knuckles say slow down on them. So that is my one advice. My one major piece of advice for new drivers is just slow down. Slow down your speed. Don't rush. You know, everything you do, just relax, take it easy. Don't get worked up. Don't stress yourself out. That is the number one cause of people messing up is they lose their cool. Stay cool, stay professional. You know, don't let other people drive your truck for you. Don't let someone dirtbag you into doing something you shouldn't be doing. Don't let your dispatcher try and convince you to, you know, run over your hours of service or run with an unsafe truck. Don't let other truck drivers dirtbag you into driving aggressively just because they made you angry. Drive your own truck, slow down, and be a professional. That's it. Be the kind of truck driver you used to idolize when you were younger. You know what I mean? Nobody ever idolized some guy driving a, 15 different color truck through the parking lot at 60 miles an hour at a truck stop. It was the guy going slow and cool, sitting low in his stool, as they say, right? And be that guy. Be cool. Be chill. Be relaxed. Do your thing.
I like it. That is
So,
solid advice.
yeah, I was guilty of it too when I was young. I was full of piss and vinegar and, always getting worked up and stuff. And, once I slowed down a little bit and just, started taking my time and I actually I wrote a little note and I put it on my dash myself and said, "Are you being professional?" So every time I got worked up, that note would be there to kind of remind me that, am I being like my dad was? Am I being like my hero Don Frazier was? Was I just being a professional truck driver? No, I wasn't. I was acting like a stupid kid, right? So over time, I was able to, remind myself of that without having to look at the note. And I see High Value Cargo has won by 51%.
Yeah, it got more votes on YouTube. It's got 81% over there.
Oh, okay.
So High Value Cargo does take it, but it was very close on Twitch. If we were doing a Twitch only vote, it would have been definitely very, very tight there and close. But solid advice. I like that. Someone's saying that's also a good lesson for life in general as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just slow it down. Remember, you're the one driving. You're the one taking the risks. You're the one doing the job. So you got to be the boss.
Yeah, it's your license at stake. So, if somebody wants you to do something unsafe, it's not someone you want to work for, right?
That's the way I look at it. That's it, exactly. I love that. I love that. Good advice. Right, flags are off. Job complete.
While we're here and we got $218,000, do we want to do anything fancy with this truck?
What would you like to do?
I don't know. Nah, let's leave it.
Leave it? Maybe another stream.
Maybe next stream we'll look into buying a new truck or something. But in the meantime, let's throw that point into High Value.
And then that'll be set for the next one.
Yes, sir.
High Value. There we go. Rank 4 now, so we get 20% higher rewards on that.
Yeah,
very nice.
Too fast with the mouse. All right, here we go. So High Value, yeah, we're at 20% now.
5% increase for the High Value delivery. Very nice, which is good because we need to pay off those loans at some point.
Hey, listen, we're not doing too bad. Actually, let's hop over to the bank real quick. If I can remember where it is. All right, so we have $308,000 left to repay. Mm-hmm. Oh, we can do that dirtbag thing I wanted to do a few streams ago. So,
oh no.
We can actually take out a loan of $100,000.
Oh no! Oh, what's going on? Whoa,
then repay the $308,000 loan.
Oh.
And now we only have a loan of $100,000.
What? How did that? Can you do that in real life? Is that like a glitch?
You could borrow money to. You could use credit to pay credit if you know what you're doing.
Well, yeah.
Loopholes,
that's good progress. We just eliminated a good portion of our loan there. I guess that works. Yeah,
it's not a competition, but I got to say, Peter, you got some catching up to do.
I don't think he knows about that trick. I don't think I knew about that trick. Dang, I was in debt for too long in your truck, so that's definitely the interest rate is 6% higher. Yeah, it is.
It's 6% higher, but we're paying off less per day. But it's an open-ended loan, so we can pay it off as soon as we have the money, and we will make $100,000 in no time. I give it 3 more streams. We'll have this paid off. Mark my words. Right now, 3 more streams, unless we buy another truck. 3 more
streams. Okay, note that down, chat. Remember that. Never forget it. 3 streams and it's done. Clipping. Thank you. Used Atomic Bomb. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Boosted Doge says keywords. If you know what you're doing, if you don't, you end up without a truck. Exactly. Right, well, time has gone quickly, and that is pretty much the end of our stream today, our Friday stream, because it is the start of the weekend for us. I'm sure it's the start of the weekend for a lot of you as well, so thank you, everybody, for joining us on our Let's Play
quickly,
stream.
What do you guys think of having a Friday stream as opposed to a middle-of-the-week stream? Because Benny is not a fan, because he likes to go home, but we will shackle him here and keep him here for you guys if this is what you like. Alex is over there like, no, please, I also want to get my weekend started.
I'm already at home. I don't know what you want about. I work from home, so I'm always home.
That's true. Let's brag about it, eh? We're over here at the office. You're working from home. This guy.
So my commute is like, oh, and I'm here. Yeah, sweet. I love starting these things more. What about both days? It's a treat. Okay.
Both days.
You guys,
Multiple ATS streams a week?
non-stop 24-hour streams throughout the week.
Okay, that's a little extreme.
It might
Somebody
be.
actually say
Unless
that?
we can get AI to drive the truck for us, and then we just jump in whenever.
True.
Yeah, just jump in whenever we're ready to.
Get one of them
Infinite
self-driving
streams.
trucks that they're testing all over the place now.
Dang, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
But
Okay,
anyways.
okay, we'll take it into consideration. Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody. We hope you definitely enjoyed one of our rare Friday streams. And whether you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch, it's been great to have you. We had some fun conversations today, from Baja Blast to NASCAR and so much more. It's been good. And Mark, thank you for being behind the wheel. Always great to have you.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Benny, back there.
Pleasure. Yeah, thanks, Benny, for the production as well. And of course, to everybody watching today. And of course, we do have a bit of a tradition with Twitch. We're going to take you for a raid. We have somebody to raid that I found. Their name is Dava787. It's their day 2 of doing American Truck Simulator. They say they promise they have insurance, and they're doing some American trucking right now. So I say we go raid them and give them a lot of love from us here at SCS Software. If you're going to join us over there, we will see you over there. But if not, hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy the Olympics if you're going to be watching the opening ceremony and all that good stuff. Yeah, we'll see you again soon for another stream. Until then, have a great one, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Bye, everyone. See ya.